Filming for this section was cruel. Seemed like every time that we went out, I would either fall pretty hard or, no, mostly, yeah, just fall pretty hard every time. Or we would go to a spot and I just wouldn't be able to ride it because of a car or something. I don't know, it was just kind of nagging the whole time, like, just took a while for it to get done because of that reason. But yeah, I'd say there's probably like 90 clips that I didn't pull that were sick. The part would have been way better had I pulled everything I was trying. A couple of the crash clips at the beginning of the video aren't even pulled in the video because I never got a chance to pull them. We went to so many good setups and good spots, and I just tried for hours to pull them and it didn't work out. But you know, those spots are always there and there's always more edits to film, so I can always go back. I'd say like 75% of it just kind of filmed along the way. Like Zach would take me to a spot I'd never been to, or we would just come across something I'd never seen, and you know, my brain just works weird and I'll just try to like link some things together and it works out. But the rest of it, I definitely had plans, just because I have some stuff in my mind, or did, or still do, like just the things that I want to do. I just have to find the right setup for it. You know, I would see a video or something, I'd be like, oh, that spot's like perfect for this maneuver I want to do. So I would tell Zach, and you know, whenever he had the time, we would go out and try to get it, even if we had to go back 300 or 400 times to get it. But yeah, just it's organic and planned all at once. I think that's how a lot of my stuff is. Like on a daily basis, I usually ride with the Long Beach locals, you know, whoever lives at 666, like Chief or Forrest, Hawk, or Jesse Romano, Grant Castelluzzo, Mike Stahl. Really anyone who's down the ride. I don't really have like a group of people that I ride with, just whoever wants to shred. Like I'm always down. So well, when I wasn't filming for this pro part, I'd either be delivering Greek food at night, or just, you know, hanging out with the homies, filming with Grant here and there for just random We the People or Madeira stuff, going on a Madeira trip or a We the People trip here and there. Most of my weekends were dedicated to the pro part, just because that's when Zach was free to film and I had, you know, time to do it. But pretty much priority was pro part. Outside of BMX, I usually just try to heal from riding BMX. I enjoy like car stuff. I did it a lot more back home when I had space, with just like working on my car, like my friends' cars, like trying to fix them, or like doing stuff like that. Dream car would be sick to have like a STI hatchback or something. I just like Subarus a lot. Maybe like a Ferrari or something like that, just to go faster. Basically, I've always disliked riding my bars like normal, like how everyone else does. Like, even since I started riding, I just always did it just because, you know, I didn't want to get made fun of, and it was just the normal thing. After I quit my previous sponsor, you know, I decided that, you know, I'd like to do something different, because it definitely feels better to me. And I mean, it's my bike, so I can kind of just do it however I want to do it. And, you know, eventually tricks started working out a little bit better. I felt like I had more leverage with tricks, so, you know, whips were a little bit easier to do because of the position the bike could be in, and spinning tricks definitely work out a lot better because you can get your bike more like penciled up. I like to describe it as like a figure skater. Like when figure skaters want to spin super fast, they put their arms in, so it's like your bike being like penciled. I don't know, it's just like some Bill Nye stuff in my head that it just kind of works. I don't think it's really an advantage. I mean, maybe I can spin faster, but I still can't do hard fives. So Jordan runs his bars far back like a roller coaster seatbelt, so he must know something that I don't know. So anything the Fiend dudes put out is always banger. Like obviously Garrett and Colin and Ty. Like Colin very next animal section, the one where he does the feeble soft back pegs bar, like that was super influential because, you know, grinds to grinds, like spinning to grinds, like from grinds, whatever. So that kind of influenced me to do the 180 pegs, half cat pegs. Yeah, I like everything. DeMarcus Paul's Warhorse section, like I watch that all the time. Jason Levy's Aspire round 2 part, it's banging, dude. No one puts out a section like that these days, so I watch that a lot. My personal favorite clip from the video would probably have to be the nose 180 pegs, half cab nose 180 on the circle spot, just because I'm a big setup, like, kind of spot usage guy, and I don't know, I just like that those manual pads were like circular, so it just kind of made sense to do something like spinning and trying to link two together. Like, that spot's kind of hard to ride, so really coming up with anything there is cool for people to do. So I was pretty stoked on that one. Just kind of came to me and it worked out, so I was pretty hyped on that. I'm pretty stoked on the 180 pegs, half cab pegs thing that I did. Well, the first time I pretty much broke my rib trying it, and I was scared to actually go back there. Like, the first clip in the edit where I like throw my bike and then the music starts is because we went back there and I was too scared to even do the 180 onto the rail. Luckily, some of my We The People homies were there to give me some support, which I appreciate. Just had to block it out and just, you know, think to myself that I could do it, just overcome it. And yeah, even though I tried it before, it always sucks going back to a spot that you ate shit on, or that you know, like, could go bad again. In your head, you know that you can do it, but it might take a few tries or whatever, but it works out in the end. So the biggest battle I got into was definitely the wall ride to rail battle. You see in the video that I did wall ride pegs hard 180, but what you don't realize is Zach and I went there about 50 times to try to film something on that. And originally I was gonna do wall ride to pegs to hard whip, but the spot just has no runway. Every time, like, we went there 4 or 5 times and there was a car in the way, and that's very demotivating. So the times we actually went there and the runway was open, like, it's just so inconsistent to get onto the rail in the perfect way. We would get there to have open session on the rail would be after like 6 p.m. on a Sunday, so that really gives you like 2 hours to try a trick before it gets too dark to film. And I definitely tried the whole 2 hours every time we went there. And one of the last times we went there, I pretty much did the hard whip, slipped my pedals off, then the bolts broke that were connecting the rail to the wall. And I still tried it with the broken rail, but it didn't work out. So next time we went there and we seen that it was clear, we had a drill and some brick screws with us. So I drilled into the wall, put new holes in, made sure everything was good, new screws. Like, again, it was like 6:30 by that point, so I just kept trying to do the wall ride pegs whip, kept trying. Still didn't pull the wall ride pegs whip, but I managed to get the wall ride pegs 180 just in the process of it. Yeah, that was definitely the worst thing, the worst clip I've ever tried to film. Definitely a physical and mental battle, and battle against the sun and everything. It was all around a terrible time for a clip I really didn't even get besides the hard 180. Shout out to all my sponsors, obviously, Madeira, Four Seasons, We The People, MPEG Crew. All my friends, definitely Ride BMX for giving me this opportunity to film pro part. Yeah, just, I mean, anyone who's watching this or who talks shit on my bars, thank you. And yeah, follow Zach Ramus and Ride BMX. Subscribe, comment, like. Smash the like button. Maybe look out for my signature bars dropping soon from We The People. My new colorway as well for the Battleship frame. I feel like if you are watching this, you probably saw my pro part, but if you haven't, maybe Zach will put like a link like right here or something. Maybe that works. I think so. Yeah.